Hi, good morning. This is Jeromix. Today I just finished a 3-day job that normally a dealer would probably do like in an hour's time. But if you want to save like $350 from the dealership, this is the way I did it. It's extremely difficult to do. I wouldn't do this if you're a newbie in car fixing or DIY, and if your hands are a little too big. So anyway, how is it done? You have to look at the other YouTube videos on how to install the HID bulb for a Lexus 2008 RX 350. This would be applicable to other Lexus with an HID bulb. So what's an HID? It's a high intensity discharge bulb. It's different from halogen bulb. So the halogen bulb would probably look like this on the high beam. So the low beam, the low beam should also look similar to this. You will know if you have HID bulb because the housing is a round one. Of course, you have to look at your VIN number and probably ask the dealership. And if you want to buy parts, so this is the HID bulb. The HID bulb has a ballast and fuse, of course, like any other car. The fuse should be located in this. The HID ballast, however, I have to look that up, but luckily I didn't have to because mine worked after I replaced the bulb. So what I did, you have to remove, of course, the clips that hold this cover, or might as well clean your cover while you're at it. And so what you need to do is, of course, prepare everything. You need a good flashlight, a trusty flashlight that you can set this way. I'm not going to repeat this anymore. It was pure luck, and after 3 days work I was successful in doing this. Of course, it's approaching summer and I can't access my garage there, so it's kind of difficult to do. But what you need to do is, after you remove the cover, you remove this by just snapping it and pulling it out. And there are 3 steps to remove the bulb, maybe 4. First, you have to unclip this harness that holds the power, the socket. Then you remove this. Look at the other YouTube videos. You turn this and pull it out. That's the second step. The third is to remove the socket that actually holds the bulb in place, which if you look at this, the socket holds there's like the 3 and 9 tips that holds the socket in place. And once you remove the bulb, there is a clip. Before you remove the bulb, there's actually a clip that holds the metal part, so prevent it from falling out. So I don't want to show you that again. You look at other YouTube videos on how this bulb is set. But of course, you have a small hand, and what I use is you use this ear cleaning device, and it'll help you. If you look at the setup here, of course I ran out of power because it took so long for me to do it last night, so I just prepared today. So this will help you set this camera somewhere here like this. This help you guide where you are, because regardless, when your hands on the way, the camera will be blocked. But at least when you've inserted the new bulb, you know that it's really in the socket, because once the bulb is not in place, is not set in place, the clip, even if it locks, when you put the socket that holds this, it will not set in place, and it's out of place. Then it's not gonna be working. And secondly, it's not gonna, if ever you're lucky, it's gonna stay forever, because if it's loose, it's gonna jar the bulb. So the tip is, once you look at the other YouTube videos, it didn't say the position of the bulb, but the spring, when the spring is actually opposite, the hinge of the spring goes like this. So this one should be placed as opposite the spring. Or you see this, there are two notches there. One is square and one is a semicircle notch. Okay, so what you need to do is to put this as much as possible in a vertical position. And the problem with this active housing for the low beam, it moves, it swivels. That's the downside of luxury Lexus cars. But again, so you have to see to it that the housing is also straight. Because once the housing moves to this side, when it's tilted to one side or tilted to this side, when you set this, if it's difficult because you have to have your hand, you have to be very have some degree of dexterity when you do this. So the bulb housing, this light should be perpendicularly straight. So when you insert this guy like so, I initially had the mistake of doing this, which was wrong, because sometimes the orientation of this camera can be inverted. So you have to be sure when you're using this autoscope camera or any fiber optic source that you can use there, used for plumbing and so forth. So this, on the other hand, should be this position. The square should be top. Remember that. And insert this as much as possible. Of course, without saying, never ever touch the bulb. So what I did is, removing things is relatively easier than most when putting it back, as most of our DIYs in our experience. So what you need to do is you have to practice with the old bulb. That's a golden hack tip for you guys. Because if you put the new bulb without practicing with the old bulb, you're gonna end up buying a couple of these guys. So your savings will end up with minimal savings after you screw up. Look at this. This has been banged up from all the practice that I did, and probably chipped the bulb too. See, you can see there's a crack there, but when I removed this initially, there was no crack. So I practiced probably like 5-10 times. I mean, this is my first time to do it, so like a newbie. Of course, the professionals will charge you a lot of money, but again, if you want to be thrifty, and if your hands are big, so don't projects that you cannot do this if you have a big hand, and if you have back problems, you need a lot of maneuvering. Some people even went to the trouble of removing the bumper, removing the headlight. I didn't want to do that, because once you remove everything, the car's not the same as previous experience. So again, this project is successful. I'll show you that the bulb does work. Put it on high. I did not remove the battery terminal, but you want to be sure. That's the first step. You need the negative if you don't want to. So you can see that works now. Hopefully I don't have to change the other one, but at least if I do have to change it, from my past experience, I should be able to replace the other one. This one, however, if you can look at the right side, the battery may have to be removed. Hopefully not, but I can just look at this other side now. Probably I don't need to replace to remove the battery. It depends on the size of your hand, though. So that's it for now. YouTube videos. I probably look at this European guy, Caucasian guy. He was able to. I get a lot from tips from him, and however, the other guy that removed the bulb, you can see how it's really. When you position this, you will know you're in the right place, because it will not move anymore. It just stays there. So again, thank you for your time, and good luck on your project. For those who are brave enough to do this project, you need a lot of patience for this. I think patience is an understatement here. You need a lot of patience and sometimes maybe luck, and I said a little prayer for this, and thank God, amen.